What's going on, people? It's just Brandon here, bringing you guys another Wednesday night podcast. Hope you guys are having a fantastic evening. Hope you guys have had a great week. I know I have. I am feeling really, really good at the moment. And I say good, like not physically, because physically I'm exhausted. But I'm feeling good in the fact that I've made some major moves in the past couple of days, really. Our podcast is on iTunes now, and the link's going to definitely be in the description. So if you got Apple, definitely get at me on iTunes. Search It's Just Brandon, and I have to spell it because I had this really weird conversation trying to explain it. I was like, okay, it's called It's Just Brandon. So like, okay, Just Brandon. I said, no. It's Just Brandon. Okay, so it's Just Brandon. No. ITSJUS Brandon. It's Just Brandon, and that lasted about 2.5 minutes, 10 seconds longer than the conversation should have. But yeah, so hit me on iTunes, type in It's Just Brandon on iTunes, and boop, I come up. Well, I pop up, I should say. Major thanks to all the artists that were featured on the podcast last time. I mean, I love music. I love when musicians can come together. It's honestly a beautiful thing. And the IJB playlist is going to be even bigger on the 28th of January, which is when the next one's going to be. I would love to do them every week, but it is crazy amount of hassle to organize all that stuff. So what I do it once a month. You get on the playlist, you get on, you don't. Any questions, any comments, anyone sending music, please do not send it on Twitter. Do not send it on Facebook, and do not put it on my fan page. Just send it to IJBPC@outlook.com. That's IJBPC@outlook.com. Terms and conditions do not apply. So, like I said, I haven't been sleeping much recently, but it's cool because I've been getting a lot of work done, and when you don't get a lot of sleep, but you get work done, there's a feeling of accomplishment which is there, and it resonates, and it makes you feel warm. Until your alarm goes off the next morning, you just think, oh, I hate everything. I wish I would die too early to rise. Why? Yeah, I wake up at like 7 a.m. And when I wake up, it's still dark. That is not a motivator for me to get out of my bed. It's like everything is enticing me to get back into the bed. The pillow's like, Brandon, come on, man. The sun ain't up, man. Why should you be? The blankets is all warm to the right temperature, and it's folded in the right places, so I can just literally lie back down and sleep for another 6 hours perfectly. And then even the curtains are like, hey, man, I can block out this darkness. I know it's dark, but I can block it out, so when the sun does come up, you won't even worry about it. I got you. Everything's telling me to stay in bed in the morning. Except the rent. Oh, there you go. But yeah, what's been going on with me? I've been eating a lot of food to, supplement the fact that I haven't been sleeping as much. And it's been working. I mean, I've been eating a lot. I've been cooking. I love cooking now. I don't do anything fantastic, so don't, start hitting me up for recipes or whatever. What I do, I get some bell peppers, some spices, some oil, cook it up so I can make like a little bit of a sauce. Then I make some white rice, and bang, that's me. I got white rice, and I got my gravy and my bell peppers, and that's me for the week. Boom! I got my lunch. So, yeah. Riding my bike to work, I've almost been hit by like 5 different cars this week, which for me is a record, because normally it's like triple that, because cars in the morning are in douche mode. The amount of cars that have almost hit me while overtaking me to turn left, ridiculous. So I thought of this, a way to sort of deter those guys from, hitting me. Get an old rusty bike, and as soon as a car tries to overtake me and turn left, just speed up and just jump off the bike and let it ram into the side of them. I'm not trying to kill them. I'm not trying to hurt them. I'm trying to raise their insurance premium. Because there's no way to get a driver's attention that is better than raising their insurance. You got their attention then. The moment that car is hit by a bicycle and the insurance has to go up, then it's just like, I may need to start looking at my highway code again. Guess what? You're not supposed to overtake a cyclist while turning left. Who knew? So yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't have the money to afford a rusty bike right now, but believe me, when I do, you can see a lot of drivers with big rust scrape marks on the side of their car with a whole new appreciation for the word safety. But yeah, recent news. Revenge porn. Revenge porn shocked me. Revenge porn, if you guys didn't know, is when two people who were, consensually together and having sex, they break up, and then one of the parties takes a videotape of them having sex and puts it on the internet or whatever, like what happened to, what's the name? Talesia. Yeah, that one. It's just like, that's called revenge porn, and the crime is going to jail. the penalty for the crime is going to jail. Now, I don't think anyone's personal, anyone's personal image should be destroyed by something like that, a tape getting out, because that's not cool. But me, I'm a simple made man. If I don't want nude pictures of me on the internet, I won't take nude pictures of me so they won't get on the internet. Bow. Confucius says. It's simple stuff, But it's like you get a picture taken, or you do a video with a person, a sexual video with a person. How long have you known this person? 4 months? Nah. If I don't hear wedding bells, if you don't have my last name, we're not going to be on the same tape. Sorry, not doing it. No, I need some insurance, man. Because at the end of the day, they could run off and, put it up on, Pornhub or something. And then what? Your whole career is shot. Why? Because of what? A 3-minute video? Maybe a 1-minute 5 video for those of you who are really true to the game. But yeah. And what bothers me about the whole revenge porn thing, one, it's a law that's really made for women, because they're the ones who are really mostly victimized by this type of thing. 2, so you take a person who uploaded a video on Pornhub and you throw them in jail next to murderers, rapists, and killers, so they can do what? Rehabilitate? Those guys are going to come out of jail with a whole new perspective on things. Mainly they booty. But it's like, you put them next to, they're like, so what you in jail for? Well, I recorded a videotape of, me and Jennifer Lawrence, and I put it up on, Pornhub, and I got arrested, and I got sent to jail. So is that right? I think we're going to make our own video. Me and you in the showers right now. And then it's just like, what? So he's going to get raped because he made a video about him and a girl having sex. That was consensual. You can't send people to jail on lesser crimes. It's like when they wanted to do that whole bus pass thing. You're riding the bus without a ticket can get you a fine and a prison sentence. Word? Send me next to Big Bubba the rapist because my ticket was a pound under? That seems fair. So what, now my booty hole whistles when it was windy out. Why? Because I didn't have extra £1.20 oyster. That sounds nice. That's nice. But it's the world we live in, boy. Revenge porn. Don't get caught by it. Another story that caught my attention, which is a little more messed up, and a lot of you guys may think less of me after this, but if you do, then you do. Whatever. A woman was shot by her child while she doing grocery shopping, because, not while she doing grocery shopping, when they were putting the groceries from the car, from the shopping cart to the car, because the baby got a hold of the woman's gun and she shot the mother, and the baby shot the mother, and it's messed up because the mother died. And that's not the most messed up part of it. The messed up part of it is that the woman died, and they're blaming the woman for the shooting happening in the first place. Now, don't get me wrong, it was a horrible accident, but that's as far as you should take it. To blame the mother is literally saying this: when the baby becomes of age, and when the baby starts to know what's up, and they're like, where's mommy? Oh, well, mommy's not here. She passed away. Why? Because you shot her. What do you mean I shot my mom? Don't worry. It was her fault. You can't drop that to them. They're both victims in the situation, Like going to a rape victim like, oh, well, listen here now. I know that you got raped, Lydia, but if you weren't wearing that high skirt and that perfume, Tyrone over there wouldn't have got the urge to try and rape you. Oh, I'm sorry, Tyrone. I didn't mean to entice you. It's just, that's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. It's ridiculous. Blaming the woman. Leave it as a horrible accident, and then just tell people, listen, you got a gun, keep the safety on. Keep the safety on, and try not to carry it in a place where your child has access to it, which could, it's hard to say that because a lot of, children are very curious. Rugrats, they just explore everything. But blaming the mother for something like that, I just think that's a horrendous way to go. Moving on to, horrendous situations. NHS has a crisis. Oh, yes. The NHS has been doing the worst that it's been doing in the last... It's been the worst. It's been doing the worst. I don't know why I'm having so much problem saying the sentence. This is the worst it has done in the last 10 years. Thank you. 10 years. Thank you. The worst it's done in the last 10 years. Now, I don't really do NHS too much personally because I don't really like to go to the hospital. Not because I'm afraid, not because of a phobia, not because of anything, but I don't like to wait. And unless I call an ambulance, I'm going to be waiting for a very, very long time. I don't like going to the A&E because hypochondriacs have made that place a horrendous spectacle. You got a person, they see someone, they could have something, they think they got it, they're giving off all these ridiculous symptoms. They're giving all these ridiculous symptoms that they looked up on freaking Wikipedia. Next thing you know, the nurse is like, okay, well, all right, you giving these symptoms, we'll put you up in the queue, but you still got to wait 4 hours. Meanwhile, Mr. My Spleen's going to explode over there is suffering, and it's just like, well, I have these things that sounds like, Debola, so, you got to let me in before that guy with the spleen. I'm just saying, spleen's only going to kill him. Debola can get everybody, so you got to be careful with that. And it's just dumb. I don't go there anymore. If I sprain my wrist, I just wrap it up and go to sleep. Sprain my ankle, wrap it up, go to sleep. I break my wrist, boy, I call an ambulance, and if I can't get one, I just wrap it up and go to sleep until I can get an ambulance, because I do not mess with A&Es. Me and my boy went there one time. It was the best experience I've had going to the A&E. He had a Nintendo DS. I had my Nintendo DS. We played Monopoly for like 3 or 4 hours. It was so freaking ballin'. By the time they called him, I was like, wait, what? We ain't finished. We ain't finished yet. It should be mandatory that in every A&E, you have like tables, like it's like dominoes or something, right? And you have a board game on every one of those tables. And everyone is playing against each other in Monopoly or Scrabble or Cluedo or whatever. And the moment you win that game, you get seen straight up. If you don't lose, hey man, wait till next time. But you win, you get seen straight away. It will reduce crowding. It will increase morale. Hell, certain people may not even be feeling sick afterwards. Like, I won! What's wrong? Nothing, I'm great, I won! Leave the hospital, forget that they got an aneurysm, bang, die. But I'm just saying, it's like a thing where, I don't know if you can die for aneurysm anyway, so for all the people who try to hit me up, like, oh my god, aneurysms, they can't kill you, stupid. I don't know if an aneurysm can or cannot kill you. I threw it in there because it felt spicy. That's why I threw it in there. But, yeah, so they definitely need something like that to take away the dread of a A&E, or even just having like a more stringent policy. If you know that a person's a hypochondriac, maybe put them at the bottom of the list. Why? To teach them a lesson, and maybe next time they won't magic themselves up a friggin' illness. I say that and then someone dies and then I'm just like, oh god, my bad. But yeah, next thing I read was actually really ridiculous, but I'll just say what it was. It's Africa to the moon. I repeat, Africa to the moon. Yes, Africa is currently making strides to go to the moon. Now, when I heard that, I thought, Africa, you want to go to the moon? You want to win the space race? No, you want to enter the space race. Yet, the hunger race is kicking your ass. I'm just saying, you guys, not everyone, because I know that those appeal commercials are made out to be a lot worse than what they are. And yeah, there are kids starving all around the world, in Britain, USA, friggin' Asia, wherever. But I'm talking about Africa right now. There are kids starving in your country, and you're saying something like, oh, we want to go to outer space. Why not want to eliminate the hunger that's here? Maybe want to grow a couple more crops. I don't think the kids will be too happy if you bring them back a piece of moon rock. Bring them back some freaking hard dough bread and some cheese. You may have yourself a fan right there. I'm just saying. You may have yourself a couple of fans, trying to build rocket ships. I don't know. Crops. A well. Teach them how to farm. Something. Why are you trying to go into outer space? That is like the last thing that should be on your mind. Trying to go to outer space to get to the moon. It's like, dude, the moon ain't going nowhere. A lot of them kids are. They say children are our future. Your future's looking dim. A lot of them kids ain't making it to tomorrow because they're dying from things that shouldn't be an issue now. Hunger. It's 2015. Why is anyone starving? I got something as big as my index finger. Not even index finger, the tip of my index finger. Something that big that can hold over 1 million freaking songs. Yet kids are starving. Man, you need to get your priorities together. And then in the article I read, they had like phrases like, oh, every night. Now, there are kids across Africa pulling out their telescopes at night looking at the moon. Are you sure they're just not trying to scope some, wary pigeons or some birds that they can knock down to eat some food for the night? I don't see a lot of kids, you're hungry, you're starving, let me look at the moon. Why? It's the only hope I got, man. It's just like, I can't get no food. I'm too young to get a job. I'm dizzy all the time. I just want to look at the moon because that soothes me. Yeah, right. Get your stuff together. I'm not saying it's about all of Africa. I'm saying about the particular part of Africa that wants to go to the moon. Get your stuff together. Get rid of the corrupt officials. Fix the situation in terms of the community. Then, when all that's fixed, maybe you can go to the moon. Like I said last time, You don't want to go to the moon. And then you talk to the aliens and they say, okay, tell us about your planet. Oh, our planet's fantastic. We got hunger, children dying. What do you mean we got to go? We're just telling you okay, put the lasers down. We'll go. We'll leave. Okay, cool. Okay, don't come back. You got it. We'll leave and we'll never come back. Because you don't want to hear that. How is someone going to visit your house? Like, man, I like this house, man. You got kids that are fed? Whew, kids are starving in my house. For real. Oh, you got this electricity. Nah, I ain't got no electricity in my house. No, why? Well, we steal the electricity from our neighbors. That's why. Oh, look at this. You guys got a full fridge of food. That's nice. We ain't got a fridge. We got a couple of boxes. We just throw some salt on the food in the boxes. You know, if it spoils, it spoils. You know, hey, if it don't kill you, it only makes you stronger, right? Right. Nah, it's not a cool thing to do. You need to be able to present yourself as you wish to go on. And if your country is starving, there's no reason why you should be going into outer space. Point blank. Okay. Another thing that I heard when I was at work this week. This one really puzzled me. So just sort of stay with me if you can, right? 16 minutes in. Stay with me if you can. There was this girl, right? Now, this girl then was lost in a forest. She's been lost for a couple of days. So she finds a house. Now, she goes inside this house. No one's there. Now, she didn't get permission to go in this house. She just broke in. I mean, I guess whatever, hunger took over. So she goes to the fridge. Nothing's in the fridge. She goes to the dining room. She sees the table set out and there's food on the table. So she goes to eat some food from a plate. She didn't like it. She spat it out. Goes to eat some food from another plate. Didn't like it. Spat out. Go to the last plate, small plate. She ate that food to bits. And then she was like, whew, I needed that food. So now, in the house, she said, I want to take a seat. So she sits down in one chair. The dining table doesn't work. Sit in the next chair. She didn't like that one either. Sits in the third chair. Oh, this is really comfortable. I like this chair. This chair's cracks, breaks the chair. So she's still in these people's house, by the way. She says, you know what? I'm tired. I'm going to go to sleep. So she goes upstairs, she takes her dirty self, she puts it on the bed. Nah, I didn't like it. She goes to the next house, she goes to the next room. She puts herself on the bed again, doesn't like it. Goes to the last room, finds a little bed, she sits on the bed, she said, this is very nice. She goes to sleep. Meanwhile, the residents of the house come back to the house. They come back and like, whoa, what's going on? Why is the front door unlocked? Who's raided the fridge? What's happening in the dining room? They go to the dining room. The food's all been eaten and spit all over the place except for this one plate that's been clean. Then they go to look at the chairs. Like, why is the chairs been all smashed up and sitting and there's all dirt and stuff from the forest in here? And then they go to the last chair, broken on the floor. So they go upstairs to see if their intruder's still there. They look at the beds. The beds have been all messed up and laid in dirt and everything from the forest is there. And they find this woman on the bed snoozing. So she wakes up, screams, runs out the house. She didn't get arrested. She didn't get thrown to jail. Nothing. She just left the house after eating their food, sleeping on their beds, breaking their property. Now, I ask you this. Why is that story cool when you put Goldilocks and the Three Bears in front of it? Don't make no sense to me. That's all I'm saying. I had a little bit of a weird moment this week. I was doing some shopping, nothing major. And my song came on, my song come on, this is my jam, this is my song, I guess with that. And it was In Sync, It's Gonna Be Me. Every little thing I do never seems enough for you. I love that song. And I actually learned the dance for it too. And I love the song, like I said. And as I was singing it in line while I was doing my shopping, there was this person staring at me. I think it was a woman, And I say I think because she, some of those people that can bat for either side of the team. And she was like looking at me while I'm singing. I'm just like, okay, I just kept singing. You don't want to lose it again, 'cause I'm not like them. And then she just kept staring, and she like in disbelief. So after a while, I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna sing to her. Since she wants to stare at something, give her something to stare at. So I got to the last line, like, guess what? It's gonna be me. Then at that time, my register was open, so I went to go and pay for my stuff, and I left. Not a fantastic story, but I guarantee you she wouldn't have been staring if I was saying something like, X gonna give it to you, he gonna give it to you, X gonna give it to you, he gonna give it to you, is he gonna rock? No, it's like, if I was doing something like that, it would have been cool, but I can't drop, and sorry, I messed up on the song. And this is true. You don't know about Spandu. Spandu? I gets with the Spandu. Give me the Billy Joel, Uptown Girl. I always wanted to do a remix, a contemporary version of Uptown Girl. It would be so gangster. It would be so fire. I definitely want it. I want to do it one day before I croak. Definitely. But, yeah. 2015. I hope you guys have been keeping up with your resolutions, because I know I haven't. Not at all. Why not, you may ask? That's simple. Because I don't do resolutions. I listened to this audiobook, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and one of the rules is sharpening the saw, which also means always upping your game, never resting on your laurels. If you're good at something, become better. If you're better, then become even more better than that. Just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And that's what I've believed in for a while. Like I said, I messed up in a lot of this year, 2014 I meant, but this year I came out strong, The podcast was on fire. I was doing the podcast before 2015, and it was fire then. The New Year's one did the best so far, and I thank everyone who listened to that and supported it, shared it, whatever. All the people in Wisconsin, I love you guys. Thank you for all your support you've given me. Fantastic. Baltimore, love you guys too. And of course, lots of love for London. London's actually been holding me down a lot. So the podcast has been hitting off. I had a stand-up show. I did a walk-in. I just thought, let me do an open mic. I did an open mic on Monday. My set was fun. It was cool. A little bit lost in my set, but that's cool. I brought it back. I was on my Phoenix tip. I crashed. I burned, then I set back up and I was on fire. The jokes were hitting. It was fun, And I got a couple of emails back for some spoken word places, so I'm going to follow those up too. 2015 has been a big year for me, And I want to keep going with the performing. If I could host some shows, I'll host some shows, I host, I stand up, I act, I do. Yeah, I'm a brother of multiple abilities, and I don't say talents. Why? Because I'm not a person who would dare say I have a talent. I'm a hard freaking worker. Everything I got is because I've worked my freaking hands to the bone for it. On a Frank Grimes tip, I've worked for it. And that's pretty much my ethos for life. If you want it, you work for it. For those of you who say you have talent, God bless you. You work with your thing. But I wouldn't want that type of, that you never worked for it. You don't really understand it. It's just there. It's like a gift that you didn't really understand. You just used the hell out of it and you abused the crap out of it. And you didn't really put any effort into it itself. I'm not dissing no one. I'm just saying that's how I see it. Moving forward, people, I'm gonna hit the questions if you don't mind. I hope you don't mind. Don't know the words for this part, so I just make it up and move on swiftly. I don't even have to rhyme either. First question, IJB. I love it. It's catching on. Thank you. Hey, soon it'll be trending. IJB, you do a lot of stuff with your stand-up, podcast, and your vines. Yes, I do vines. Yes. It's just Brandon on Vine. Get at me. But what do you do to relax? Fair question. I cook. Cooking for me is the most relaxing thing I could do. Reason being, because it's just like me and my element. I'm just creating something from all these different little pieces of things. It's like Lego blocks almost, but edible. But I don't like to cook with someone like hovering over my shoulder, side seat cooking. I don't like that. Someone just like, too much salt. I don't like that. I don't like it at all, because it's just like, dude, I'm making this for me, not you, So if I want to give myself some salt, I'm going to give myself some salt. And, I think my body has this neat ability called sweating, where I can get rid of those impurities in me. So, I think I got this. So let me have my salt and let me cook in peace, because that's why I cook. I cook to be in peace. I like chopping up my bell peppers. I like chopping up my onions. I like mixing things together. Hell, I love baking, actually. I'm letting it all out tonight. Y'all going to think I'm coming out the closet. But no, I love to bake. Baking is very fun. They're making things like pancakes or dumplings or cupcakes or cakes from scratch. I love to cook and I love to bake. It's just really relaxing for me. And the end result, priceless. So yeah, I cook to relax. I know, shocks, right? I mean, a lot of people think that I play video games. No, I can't play video games to relax, because for me to play video games to relax, one, I would need at least 8 hours of uninterrupted time to be able to enjoy my video games, because I don't just play my video game. I do video games the way people do yoga or meditation. It's silent. Maybe I got a candle lit, some incense burning, and I'm just playing and playing and playing. And the only words you hear are the words coming from the game. I'm not speaking about anything. I'm just literally, my hands are doing all the moving, and I'm just staring just staring, just taking all the information that is given me. That's all I do with video games, and I don't have the time to invest into those right now. Maybe in the future. So yes, thank you for the question. Next one. I was just told that I'm gonna be a father by a girl I had sex with. Moment of silence for our fallen brother. And back to the question. I use protection, but I know they're not always 100% reliable. I wanted to go to uni, but I don't feel that that'll be a good decision if I want to financially support my child. What should I do? First, I give you a round of applause, good sir. I give you a round of applause for actually stepping up and wanting to be the father, because at the end of the day, you didn't plan this, you just dropped it on you, you know what I mean? So I commend you for actually wanting to stay in there and, work that out. Secondly, that isn't your kid yet. I know this is going to sound bad, and I'm not taking anything from her, but get yourself a blood test. And I'm not trying to discredit anything she's saying for you, but you didn't say she's in a relationship. You didn't say that, there's a female that me and her have been for a couple months. No, you just said, I was just told I'm going to be a father by a girl I had sex with. That sounds pretty cold to me, and if I got it wrong, I got it wrong, but she doesn't sound like, the straight up and down honest type, because at the end of the day, if you had sex and the moment that her period stopped, she should have hollered at you to let you know what was going on. She didn't. So I'm just saying, you may not want to take all of her word. It's gospel. Get a pregnancy test. I'm not get a pregnancy test. That's stupid. You're past that point. Get a blood test so you can understand if that is yours, and if it is yours, you step up to the plate and you be a father to that child. If it's not yours, you gracefully bow out and you never call her again. Just save her name in your phone as do not answer. Save it as that. Also, another thing you need to do, tell your parents. Tell your parents, yeah, I know it's cringeworthy and it's something that you don't want to do, but believe me, it's better that information be told by you than told by anyone else, especially her. Because it'll bring their trust into question in you, and you don't want that. That's a hype that you don't need. And on top of that, it's better that you tell them, because even if it turns out not to be yours, it's better than be scared at the fact that they could have been grandparents than be scared of the fact that they are grandparents. So you definitely need to do that. And in terms of the financial part of it, dude, you don't know how the future's going to pan out. Like, the fact that you want to go to university shows you have some type of ambition in life. You have something, you want to aspire to be something. You drop out of university, you're only going to have an average job, give you average money, lead you an average life, which means you'll be surviving. If you're anything like me, which I hope you're not, but no, you want to provide a great life for your kids, and I don't mean giving them all the money in the world, but I mean giving them that example of this is what a father does. They provide, they look out for their family, they're protective, all those things. If you drop out of university, I'm not saying you're not going to be projecting that image across, but I'm going to say it's going to be a lot less effect. So get your schedules in uni. Find out what you're doing. Find out what time you have off. See if you can work in between, and then pass that money on to the kid and play a role in his life, Your kid will respect the hell out you. Respect the hell out you. When that kid finds out, well, yeah, my pops was in university, man, he was supporting me with a job. He looked out for me. Your kid will respect the hell out you, and it will burn that work ethic into him. So, you may not want to be too hasty in the whole dropping university thing, okay? Just saying. I hope it works out for you, though. Next question, IJB. I love it. It's gonna be trending. It's gonna be trending. I feel my mom doesn't respect me. I'm 17 years old and the youngest of 3 kids. I'm the only boy. We were raised by my mom by herself, and at times when I talk to her or ask her for advice, if I don't do exactly what she says, it's like she takes character shots at me. Character shots, I mean phrases like, you've always been arrogant, you act like you know it all, etc. I just want to live my life with her support. What can I do to get her respect? Boy, that's a heavy duty question. I'm not Dr. Phil, but I'll do my best. Honestly, you can't do anything to get her respect. You can only do what you do. If she chooses to respect you for the actions you do, she chooses to respect you. If she don't, then she don't. I don't think that you should be trying to live your life to please her to that extreme. If she's showing you things where it feels like she wants you to be molded into what she wants, like a dictatorship type thing, or she wants you to be an ant, then if you want to do that, then do that. But if you don't want to do that and you're not hurting anyone, you're living a responsible life and you're being respectful and stuff, then honestly, I would say don't do it. I'm not trying to drive a wedge between your family, so please don't think I'm trying to do that in the slightest. But what I am saying is that as you being an individual person, you need to respect your own individuality. And by respecting it, that means you have to understand that you need to make decisions that everyone may not agree with. If your mom doesn't want to respect you, then she's not going to. You could be a millionaire. You could be Bill Gates. You could be freaking, I don't know, Russell Simmons. If she doesn't want to respect you, she's not going to respect you. And it's tough and it's harsh because every guy wants, every dude raised by a single mom, you want her respect. You want her to look at you in the eye and say, you know what, I respect you because you are a man. And every guy wants that. Why? Because it's like, thank you, ma. The person who looked up for me, who's raised me, who's cared for me, who's, pretty much facilitated my existence, approves of how I'm living my life. That is the ultimate compliment for a guy. When you don't get that, you can find yourself trying to find it through other means, whether it's other girls, aunties, grandmamas, other people's mamas, whatever. So I would say, dude, just keep doing your thing. Be responsible, Have a good job. Go to university if that's what you're into. Don't disrespect her. Don't be outwardly disrespectful. Don't be outwardly disrespectful to her. And just be real. If she says something you don't agree with, just say you don't agree with it. It's not disrespectful to not agree with your mom on things. It happens. You're different people. You have different minds. So definitely, don't try to get her respect. Just act in a way which is respectful, And then if she comes around, she does. If she doesn't, she doesn't, I know it sounds like really grim stuff, but don't waste your life or waste your time trying to get the approval of others if they're not willing to approve themselves. Because it doesn't sound like it's something against you. It sounds like it's something against herself. And I'm really not trying to be offensive here, but I couldn't fathom a reason why she wouldn't respect you if you're doing everything you have to do. If you're respectful, if you've got responsibilities on Smash, you're going to university or college or whatever, you got a job, you're helping out at home, and she doesn't want to respect you, that doesn't sound like there's anything wrong with you. It sounds like there's something going on with her. And, your mom's had a life, man. 3 kids, your mom has had a life, bruh. And you don't know what's going on up there, so the best you can do is support any way you can and be there for her, when she comes around, which most likely she will. Or maybe it's one of those things where she respects you to other people, but not to your face. She'll tell everyone else about, all of your achievements and how great you're doing, but to you, she tries to, hold it down and keep it really trill. I don't know the methodology behind it. Some people say it's being humble. I don't believe it, but hey, you just gotta roll with the punches. So I hope that helped. Last one. Okay. Hey, Brandon. Great work on the podcast. Was having a discussion with my friends. Sorry. Let me say that one again. Hey, Brandon. Great work on the podcast. Was having a discussion with some of my friends from college, and I wanted your opinion. Who do you think loves harder, women or men? Who do I think loves harder, women or men? Drum roll, please. Men. Straight up. Honestly, my opinion, I think women love more. I think men love harder. Because for women, it's different. And I know women are emotional creatures and stuff, but a lot of women are dissuaded from love at an early age by experiences that their family or friends have had, and they don't actually have a really good understanding of love. Whereas guys just generally don't want to mess with it. Guys don't want to mess with love. And what happens most of the time, guys fall in love just through, being familiar. You're a little too familiar, Next thing you know, I'm in love with her. It's like, oh, snap. What am I supposed to do now? And then it's like that uphill battle of trying to, work it out, how I tell this person I got these feelings for him, because it's done in a way where nowadays you meet, you talk, you go out, and then you discover love, which doesn't really not make sense, but theoretically speaking, your partner should always be your best friend, which would obliterate the sheer notion of the friend zone, but your partner should be, your best friend. So when a guy and a girl, they're friends for a long time, they know each other in and out, they got these secret jokes, and they like spending time with each other, theoretically speaking, they should be the ones that go out. Theoretically. But that doesn't work like that. It's always the person, not always, but most of the time, it's the dude with the really flash line, or the car, or the jewelry. He looks exciting, so the girl's like, oh my God, it looks exciting, panties wet. So, they just run from there. But yeah, dude. Sorry, not dude. Sorry, but I don't know. There's not a gender on there, so it could be a dude. Could be a dude. But yeah, I would definitely say men love harder to the point where they'll fall in love with a female, and then if it doesn't work out, they won't like break down and cry in front of their friends or anything. They'll go to the gym and they'll just start doing push-ups every freaking night at the gym, just doing push-ups. Everyone in the gym knows that one dude who's just been like dumped because he don't talk to no one. He gets there first, he does his set, and then he leaves. He don't say hi to nobody. He ain't sociable. He ain't even looking in the mirror. He's just working out. He's just doing the push-ups, or he's doing the sit-ups, or his bench press, and he's pushing. And every time he does a blow, you just hear him cry. He ain't got no one spotting him. He's just doing his thing because that brother is heartbroken. He is at the gym to try and, muscle out his heartbreak. Whereas ladies always got a support base. Always got a support base. If there's a girl sitting on a bench and another girl sits down next to her and starts crying, the girl will ask, hey, what's wrong? If there's a guy sitting on a bench and another brother sitting on the bench next to him and he starts crying, that guy is going to get up and find himself another bench. Because guys are not like, hey, dude, hey, bro, are you okay, man? It's a girl, isn't it? It's a girl, isn't it? These females keep destroying us. They keep destroying us, man. They keep destroying us. Come here, bro. Let me give you a hug. Let it all out, man. I'm here for you, dude. Dougie, we got a crier over here, Dougie. We got a crier over here, Dougie. Dougie comes over with the guys. Come on, guys. We are the world. We are the man. Don't need a chick to validate us. Forget them. 'Cause we're testicle bros. Together we will stay. The girls, they will mess with us, but it's okay. We have... Oh, God, I am so tired. But yeah, I definitely think men love a lot harder than women. I think women love more because, not to say women wear their feelings on their sleeve, but women feel the need to find a love. They feel the need to find that person that validates them because they'll have a friend who's in quote unquote love and it looks so fantastic, so then they want it, and then they'll try and force it and find it and it ends up ending horribly. Whereas guys, they're guys are mostly afraid of that vulnerable side of being in love, so they try to stay away from it until they screw up and find themselves in it, and then they work it out or they don't, and that's my point. So really, yeah. Oh my God, I'm going on 38 minutes. Well, not yet, in 30 something seconds. But yeah, people, that has been the It's Just Brandon Podcast. So I want to thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for supporting the podcast. I love all of you. Any questions, whether it's relationship, any comments, whether it's how I'm doing great or how I suck, I'm not going to be talking about those though. You can email me at IJBPC@outlook.com. That's IJBPC@outlook.com. Get at me, people. Hope you guys have a very fantastic week. I'll hit you guys up again next Wednesday. Also, any other musical artists out there, get at me, because I'm not going to do a long thing about it, a long playlist. But for me to make it bigger and better, I need to have your guy info as early as possible. I am so tired. My words are all freaking twistering all over the place. So yes, thank you guys. Have a great freaking week. Love you, man.